I have found that in researching a lot of these songs, you're looking for one thing and find something else. And I am more of a, I'm not a trained historian, as they say, because I took upon myself when I was about 10 years old that I just loved the history of all this stuff and just started collecting songs and looking at songs, and finding them in any source I could find them from. And I have found some very unique, very unusual songs that were, not the usual songs you'd find, And but by the time that I came along, of course, you got to realize that these songs have already been 150 years old, And so some of them disappear, and then others have been, transformed into other songs that have kind of been carried through the folk process, as they say. Well, it's the old saying, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. Okay? You got to have history. Because any civilization that gave up their history, their art, their music, and physical education were the four cornerstones of the foundation to build a child's education. And when we gave up things, like in schools, for instance, we gave up the four major things, And so without your history, you don't really know who you are. I'm not saying you can't function to some degree, but I think in answer to your question of cowboy music, it was very much a part of the American West, and any history on the American West, I think, should involve some of that, because that's pretty much what carried a lot of that history forward. Onegin, was great researchers and collectors of the music. There was Jack Thorpe and John Lomax, and there was Will C. Barnes, all these people collected that stuff. Carl Sandburg, all these people saw an importance of it, and it was a part of our history of the West. I think one is synonymous with the other. The award show is very unique to this museum. And I imagine there's probably others that have some sort of, ceremonies and banquets and things like that. But here at what I always have to catch myself saying is the Cowboy Hall of Fame. And I always said it was a Hall of Fame because I don't care if it was from an itinerant cowpuncher to the biggest movie star ever. You know what I mean? It's here. It's in this museum. And I am just so I'm thrilled beyond words to tell you that, that they would, award me this award is just incredible. Even though I've won Wranglers before, and so very proud of that, because to us that's really like, the Academy Awards. That was a big deal. It really is. And I'm so proud to be a part of what goes on here, and I think we have the same mission, to carry on the history of our West and what's all about. And I think they're doing a wonderful job here. This is one of my favorites of all, and I've just been so proud to be a part of this.